This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through this 2020 Zinger model 320 FB. Okay. We're on the door side of the trailer, so let's walk towards the rear. Okay, so you have power stabilizers. You'll have two switches. One switch controls both rear jacks, the other switch controls both front jacks. So it's going to push extend and down it goes. Alright, back up again. You don't lift the trailer with these, you just stabilize it, take the shake out of it. Okay, you got a power awning with LED strip, and you got outside speakers. This is an outside shower for kids and dogs and feet and bicycles, what have you. Now this is a black tank flush. The valves are on the other side of the trailer, but after you dump your black tank, you can leave the black tank valve open and then come around here with the hose at the dump station, and you can actually turn it on and it'll spray the inside of your black tank out, cleaning it even better, cleaning off your sensors, that sort of thing. So it's a good thing to do. This is just your some antenna out hookup and power, so you could put a TV there. This is the vent for your range hood right here. There's little tabs on it at the bottom, so you can open up the baffle in there so it flaps freely. You'll want to do that when you're venting your range. So if you turn on the fan to vent, you want to open those little latches so the baffle flaps freely. Otherwise, you're going to keep it shut. Okay. Here you have a small kitchen. Let me see if I can get the latch here. Last time I did this, I got whacked in the head, so you think I'd learn, but apparently not. Alright, so you have a 2-burner range top here. Now you have to plug in the LP line in order for this to work, so you can see that. Where are we at here? This is your quick connect line here. See if I can get the camera on it. Right here. So that would come down under here, and there's your quick connect hookup right there. So you can hook it on there, and then you would put the valve in this position to turn it on. So you have to plug this in before you use it. These, well, I'm down here, these are just your low point drains, the lowest point of the plumbing, hot and cold lines. Now this, just so you know, you see there's a holder. I don't know if you can see all the way through it. Let me see if I can show you down here, maybe. Anyway, if you put a wrench through here, you can actually crank the slide out manually if you have to. So it's a way to get your slide out in, even if you had a major failure on it, power failure, whatever, you can still crank it in. It's a good thing to know. Okay. Of course, you got a refrigerator there. Your steps fold into the trailer. You can adjust the length of the legs for the terrain by you can see there's a pin here you can pull out, and you can adjust the length of both legs. And this is the front stabilizer switch for both front jacks. Okay. All right. You have a hitch that we'll show you how it works when you come to pick up your trailer. But it's a Husky center line, weight distribution, hitch with built-in sway control, so it's a good one. And if you need to refresh your memory ever, you can go to this Husky Centerline website and follow their links, which is a good thing to do. Alright, so let me look at give you a 3/4 inch wrench, and then they give you a smaller one here. The smaller one is for the tongue jack, in case it fails. You could actually come up here to the power tongue jack. You can actually pull this plug off here and then put the crank right on there. You can crank it manually if you need to. We've got 2 tanks, deep cycle marine battery, and this plug right here, just so you know, is just in case you wanted to purchase a solar panel to charge your battery. If you did, you could plug it in right there. me open this side so we can see what if anything's here. That's just a dump hose, and that little adapter, that electrical adapter, will adapt your 30 amp cord down to a 15 amp so you can plug it in at home. Just remember, if you plug it into home with just a 15 amp system, if you use your air conditioner, it'll eventually pop a fuse, or pop a circuit breaker anyway. So keep that in mind. This is a newer style Dometic water heater. The switches to operate it are inside. I just need to show you that this is the drain valve right here. Okay, that's how you drain it. That's the pressure release valve. Never release the pressure when the water's hot because you don't want to scald yourself. But on the other hand, never take the cap off before you let the pressure out of the system, because it'll come, a couple gallons of water will come shooting out of there. So keep that in mind, but you never vent it when the water's hot, okay? Just so you don't get hurt. Alright, so this is your city water connection here. This is the most common way to get water to the trailer. You're just going to hook your hose up at the dump station, turn it on, and you're all set. Okay? Now, if you happen to go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your fresh water tank, your onboard tank. You can pre-fill it right here, and then you can pump your own water by using the electric pump that's inside the trailer. So even if you don't have plumbing on the campsite, you can pre-fill your tank and it'll operate just like you do have plumbing. This white valve here is the quick dump valve. I can't really see the monitor panel. Hopefully I'm getting a picture of it for you. But you just pull that out. Let me see if there's any water in there, because you just water tested it. Yeah. So you can see that's how fast the water will dump out from your tank when you're done with it. So it's a real fast system. Okay, and walking towards the rear. This is just your 30 amp power cord, 30 feet long, 30 amp. These are your dump valves here. Whoops. Okay, so this is the black valve, of course. This is the gray valve, of course. So you're going to hook your hose right onto there. You're going to dump the black first. The black tank holds toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water. So you can dump the black first and then dump the gray second, just because it's cleaner water than the black. It'll just clean out your hose a bit. And then if you leave this black valve open, remember I showed you on the other side of the trailer is your black tank flush. So you'll just hook that up, turn it on, make sure the valve's open, and it'll spray out the inside of your black tank, clean out your sensors really well. It's a good thing to do. Okay, back on my feet here. Alright, so this is just coax through. They'll say cable and satellite through, but it's just through to the entertainment area. You have this is pre-wired for a backup camera, so you keep in mind that you can purchase a Furrion camera that fits right in that housing, and you can see when you're backing up or driving down the road, whichever you prefer. So if you do buy one yourself, we do sell them here, but if you go out and buy one, make sure you get the Furrion camera that fits in that housing. Alright. Also, while we're looking up, you have to inspect your roof at least 3 times a season. Every trailer owner has to do this. So you go up there, you can walk around, or else have somebody do it for you. But you figure you're going to go up there in the spring, in the middle of the summer, and in the fall. And just make sure all the sealant is nice and tight. No separation or cracking anywhere on the roof. You do that 3 times a season. You have to do it. It's very important. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long time when it comes to sealing it, but just in case, that's why you're inspecting it. Alright? Okay, so just so you know here, this little switch here, or big switch here, you can choose between the air conditioner or the fireplace. You can't run both at the same time, so that's what that's about. This is your monitor panel, so your battery's charged, although you always want to check it when you're not plugged in. Freshwater tank is empty, black is empty, gray 1 is empty, gray 2 is empty. This one, the gray 2, will be your galley tank, your kitchen sink tank, okay? There's not an auxiliary here. This is a standardized panel, so you wouldn't be using that one. Your awning in and out you just roll your awning out till you see the awning tube. It goes out 8 feet, and you'll see the awning tube. That's how you know you're already all the way out. Never leave it out unattended because the wind can whip up pretty quick and damage it. So if you're not at the campsite, just roll it in. Okay, you got an LED strip up there, as you can see. Both your slide outs, your main slide out and your rear slide out, right there. Okay. All right. So this is your fireplace. It works on 110 AC. You can adjust the flame, the look of the flame. You can set the fan speed, timer, things like that. So you can use it as a space heater. That's what it's for. So you really won't, as long as you've got 110 AC, you don't have to, and you're just sitting in the common area, you don't really have to run your furnace. You can save your propane for cooking and other things, and you can just use this. All right, your sound bar, it's Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly and stream. You can put all your favorite albums onto one USB drive and take it with you and plug it in right there. You got A and B zones. Inside, A is inside, B is outside, so it does all that. You got a backer plate for a TV right there. If you get a swing out bracket for it, try get a nice one in the sense that you spend a little extra money and get the kind that locks in place when it's closed, so you don't have to put straps there. You have to put straps there. It's kind of they just hang there and they're kind of in the way, and it's just not as clean of an installation if you get as it would be if you had the type that locks into place. All right. Okay, so you got in sort of a industrial looking range with a heavy duty looking grate on it. So you have the glass cover. The cover should always be down when you're traveling, otherwise it tends to want to break if it's left in the up position. I don't know if the gas is turned on here, so let's see. Oh yeah, so right there you can see. Yeah, I just turn the sparker clockwise, and I'll back up so you can see it. I turn it to on, clockwise, and there it lights up for you. Okay, now if you want to run the oven, you'll go here to the awning knob, you go to the flame, which is pilot, you depress it and hold it in. So you're holding it in. Then you'll spark it by turning this clockwise, and you turn it till the pilot light down here at the bottom all the way to the back lights. Once that lights, you're going to still be holding this in. You hold it for another 10 seconds or so after it lights to heat it up. You go to operating temperature, cycles like an oven does. When you shut it off, your flame obviously goes out, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. I showed you the vent for the range hood. On the outside, this is it right here, fan and light. So you always want to make sure that the baffle is open outside to vent the fan to the outside. Also, the microwave works like any other microwave. Okay. This device here is your power converter. What it does, it converts 110 AC over to 12 volt DC. So you've got 110 AC here, you got regular household style circuit breakers here, and they're labeled. Then the power is converted over to 12 volt DC here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're labeled. If any of these fuses were to blow, you can actually see them light up, so you would know that they blew. Also, this is as long as you're plugged into shore power, this is a battery tender. It'll sense how much energy your battery needs, and it'll always keep it charged up. Okay. Alrighty, so your refrigerator is a Norcold automatic, so it's very simple to operate. Basically, all you do is turn it on. Then you're going to just basically select. It'll seek out. Let me see here before I give you any. Yeah, so it's fully automatic, so all you're going to do is turn it on, and you're all set, you're ready to go. Okay. This is your thermostat. It's just analog, all over is cool. Obviously fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, and then of course heat. Try to keep the fan on auto. This device down here is your LP gas and carbon monoxide detector. It should always be green like it is. If it goes off, you take everybody outside, obviously. Leave the door open, gas off at the front and figure out what's going on. Alright, you can collapse your table down and put the cushions over it so you get another bed there. Then this also converts to a bed. It's a jackknife, so it'll jackknife flat for another bed. So that gives you 2 extra ones. Okay. So, let's see if we got light here. So, the sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. There's nothing unique about them. You always want to run the exhaust fan with the shower to pull the humidity out. That's important. You don't want it to create a climate that could promote mold or mildew. So you want to vent it. This toilet has a flush pedal. You see there's residual water in there. So this is the deal with the toilet is this. You have to have chemical and some water in it to use it. So if you pull into your campground, you hook up your power and your water, you come in here. You're going to take your chemical, whichever chemical you use, whatever brand, you'll put 1 dose right in there. Then you'll step on the pedal, water will come swirling out, and you'll continue to stand on the pedal till you put about a gallon or so of water in the tank. There's no way to tell that exactly, just use common sense. That's a gallon or 2, that's good. The thing, like I said, you have to have chemical and a little bit of water to get started with this. That's important. You can't use it dry, you can't use it without chemical. Alright. Back here to the bedroom. Why she hasn't made this, I don't know yet, but we'll find out. But we're still prepping it, so it'll be all cleaned up and looking good by the time you get here. I'm trying to think of anything as unique here. You're going to have antenna and power, and you can hang a TV bracket right here. There's a backer plate. Alright, you can lift this up and there's a foot locker underneath for storage. Okay. And you got your own separate entry door into the bedroom area too. Alright. So let's move this way. So you have bunks, 2 huge bunks, as bunks in trailers go. So they're like full-size beds in the trailer world anyway. So it's very, very neat. Got just a little wardrobe there. Also, you have a antenna out plus a power and another backer to put a TV bracket. So you got all that. Cool, nice, very, very spacious as bunks go. Okay. Alright, so I think that covers it. I'm looking around as we go here. I don't want to forget anything, but I think I've covered everything. Alright, so remember, this trailer has to be winterized, so you're going to want to learn how to do that if you don't already know, and you're going to do it yourself. Remember, you always got to bypass the water heater. You can't pump antifreeze into the water heater tank because it'll leave a foul taste and smell. So they give you valves on the back to do that. Inspect your roof 3 times at least a season. That's very important. Every trailer owner has to do that. And most importantly is plan ahead and use it a lot. The best campgrounds are packed, of course, during camping season, but if you make reservations, you'll be able to get into all the ones you want to see and go to, so it's a great adventure. So thank you very much for purchasing your trailer at National RV Detroit, and if you need anything from us, just call us. Thank you.